Yeah. All right. Are you guys about ready to kick this off?
Now,
Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.
You know, in honor that Danny was coming on the show tonight, I went and got a super burrito.
Yes. Never go wrong with Mexican food.
No, you cannot, my man. I'm not gonna lie. No, you cannot. That shit hits the spot every time. And it's not like Asian food where you're hungry 45 minutes later, like you're full.
You know? And it's
Yeah,
not
but-
even the steak, it's the beans and the rice that get you full.
yeah, but the funny part is it's kind of like Asian food because you never know if it's cat or dog or carne asada.
No, hey, true story, man. Years and years and years ago, my uncle lived in San Jose, and he had a little salon down there and everything. Well, anyway, Sonny was there with me. Anyway, we were driving down the road with Sonny and I in the car. We were running to the store from the little fucking hair salon place, and as we're driving down the road, there's a freaking Vietnamese restaurant, okay? And then there's an alley, and there's an animal hospital. And it was crazy. Like there was a door here and a door here, and nothing. It was just a blind alley in between an animal hospital and a Vietnamese restaurant, which is a door and a door.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of bricks on the side though. Don't make any mistake about that.
No, there were no windows. Yeah, every cat that died next door was getting sent next door to be cooked. I guarantee it. Because the Vietnamese, they eat tons of dog. I know that.
All right, so let's introduce ourselves.
All righty. Yeah. What are you gonna say? Go ahead.
This is what our fourth episode.
Fourth episode.
Tonight we have our good friend Danny, guest
How are you
host.
doing?
Yeah, Danny, he is our resident Latino expert. You know, hey,
Yeah.
Danny, I gotta go ahead. You first, Jason.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Danny pretty much knows everything. What's up?
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
before we get into anything, I do gotta ask Danny one quick question.
Go ahead.
Now I keep getting told, you keep hearing it on the news and the media, especially pushed on in you know, the political sphere, or not so much political, but like, you know, pop culture. But what's up with this Latinx thing? Do you actually like to be called that? Does anyone prefer to be called Latinx or Latinx or whatever it is? Like,
To be honest to you, it's the first time it came to my ears or I heard about it. So I think that's kind of dumb.
yeah,
I think Latinos are Latinos. It's almost like regular Latinos. There's different from regular. There's like Mexican, there's Puerto Rican, and they don't like to be called,
well, what it spans from is you know how there's Latinos and Latinas, and it's pronoun dominated words like a Latino, and then there's Latinas, that's a girl.
Well,
you know?
the feminine
And
masculine.
so-
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a feminine
feminine and masculine, yeah. So what they're trying to do is in this new there are no genders and everything's everybody. They're saying that that's the new word, so that you don't differentiate a man from a woman or a masculine from a feminine. And it's kind of like, no, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's funny. It's Latino,
Latino.
And-
There we go.
Yeah,
There
it's
we go.
Latino.
There we go.
Spanish is one of the most beautiful languages in the world.
For
And
sure.
they're trying to pervert it right here with this.
Mhm.
They're trying to put social justice where it doesn't belong. You know, that's all there is to it. Come down.
Some white Nancy somewhere is trying to fight a fight that doesn't need to be fought.
Well, there's definitely always Nancy's, you know.
Definitely, definitely. Which I knew a Nancy, and she was really nice, so I don't want to talk bad about all Nancys. All right.
Yeah, you pretty much all suck.
Yeah, that's true. Which, you know, is funny, like the Karen thing. I actually had a friend who has an Aunt Karen, and she was freaking awesome. And so, like, I always feel kind of bad, like, talking about Karens because Karens are Karens, but, like, I totally knew a cool Karen.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Jason, what do you want to kick it off with tonight? You want to talk,
Oh man, you know what I want to talk about, dude? I want to talk about Rittenhouse.
Yes.
Oh man.
Mm. All right. So, for those of you out there who don't know, Kyle Rittenhouse is this young American hero, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, he's a hero. 17 years old, right after the Jacob Blake shooting. You know, the guy who was on probation for allegedly raping someone. Yeah. A restraining order was on him by his girlfriend. He was there when not supposed to be. Cops showed up. He pulled a knife. Cops shot him. He's now paralyzed. Well, that happened in Kenosha, Washington. Wisconsin, and they rioted for several days behind that. This kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, and it's so funny if you look at what the people that got shot by this kid were doing in their life prior to this, and you look at the events that Kyle was doing leading up. Kyle looks like a dang Boy Scout, man. You know what I'm saying? He was like uh, lifeguarding and then cleaning up graffiti, freaking helping old ladies cross the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was anyway.
It doesn't get much more cut and dry than this, you know, to be honest with you.
No.
You're spot on. You know, but who let the dogs out, Danny? This Kyle Rittenhouse. They're trying to tar and feather him over a very, very, very blatant self-defense. And it's because of the left. Now we have to start, if we want to really talk about it, we have to start about where this all came from, okay? So there was riots going on, and this guy was trying to help defend private property from the rioters. That's basically all you need to know. I mean, it's just so open and cut, closed case, and the state is wasting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on this. I mean, they're going to have so many freaking experts that they paid like $250,000 for their freaking testimony and shit. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he lives right on the other side of the border, but he works in Kenosha, Washington. He was a lifeguard there earlier that day. And the riot's been kicking off, like I said, over that Jacob Blake kid who was blatantly in the wrong, and he went to pull a knife on police. That's how he got shot. So it wasn't even an unjustified shooting. Like, it wasn't an innocent black man, with all due respect. It was not. So anyway, they were rioting over no reason because that's how it is. The news blows it up. The news jumps right out. Innocent black man and all this, and then boom, everyone riots because that's just the go-to on that side.
Right.
It's just riot. And anyway, they were down there cleaning up graffiti, him and another buddy earlier that day, another kid, 19-year-old kid. They were cleaning up graffiti because the rioters had been graffitiing and doing stuff also. And a local businessman who owns a couple car lots there asked the kids, asked a bunch of people, you know, there was like 15 people that actually showed up, you know, if they'd help protect their private property because the police weren't doing it. And so, of course, they all agreed, like, they rightfully can and should, you know. And
there's something I'm sorry to interrupt you, Scoop, but there's something you're leaving out here. Rittenhouse was not alien to this city. The city was like the closest town to his house in another state.
There. I just said that he worked there.
And his family came from there actually also. I think it was his mom or his dad. One half of his parental unit
Yeah, his
came
mom.
from this township. You
Yeah,
know.
his mom lives in Kenosha. His dad lives across the state line, but where his dad lives is still only like 35 minutes away. You
Right.
know, and it's like right on the other side of the border. But yeah, so then while they were there, there were 3 people that got shot by Kyle. First one was a guy named Rosenbaum. Second one was a guy named Anthony Hubbard or Hummer. I'm not sure, but I think it's Hubbard. And then a Gage. I can never pronounce his name. Gage Grosski. I can't pronounce it. Grosskurtz. Grosskeurtz. That is his name. Well, anyway, if you get into the backstory, if you actually look at the criminal history of these guys, it's a long laundry list. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Rosenbaum, the first guy he shot, was the worst of all. He was a registered sex offender. He is convicted of at least one, known for 5 underage, rape. He's not a good dude. And look it up, America, if you don't believe me. But anyway, what happened is this guy Rosenbaum was there, cussing, yelling. One of the guys that got testified in the case said, "Oh yeah, he was there telling all of us if he caught any of us alone, he was going to kill us." You know. And anyway, during the scuffle at one point, the dude Kyle's running past them because they're down there like trying to start fires and stuff. Well, the dude comes out from behind a car and starts chasing Kyle. And as he's chasing them, right, and they're going up into these cars to get away, someone else shoots a gun. You can blatantly hear it, see it. If you watch the video, if you watch the FBI, you can tell that it was not Kyle who shot the first shot. Someone else did. And when that shot was shot, and he was being chased by a man who had already said, "I'm going to kill you if I catch you alone," Kyle turned around and shot this dude. Boom, boom, boom. 4 times. He went down. He instantly tried to give aid. Someone else came over, wrapped their shirt around the dude's head. That's when Kyle stopped trying to give aid, got up, called his buddy who was there with him, said, "I just shot somebody. I'm going to go find the police," and took off to go down the road to go get the police. On his way down the road,
the cops totally passed him and shit. Yeah.
But that's like no, I think that's after the next part, because a couple of them passed, one of them stopped him. But anyway, as he's going down the road, that's when like 30 people start chasing him, and he's running down the road, running away from all these people, and he trips and falls down. Someone tries to kick him in the head, goes sailing over him. Another dude comes swinging at him with a skateboard. Anyone who's ever been a skater, known a skater, or whatever knows that you hit somebody in the head with trucks your skateboard, it's doing some damage, dude. And well, he hits the kid twice. Boom, boom. Well, Kyle shoots him. He unfortunately dies also, but he was attacking, And then another guy comes rushing at Kyle. Kyle points his gun at him. Dude stops, puts his hands up, and so Kyle points the gun at the ground. You can see all this. And when he points the gun at the ground, Kyle turns his head, and the dude tries to sneak behind him like this. And as he comes behind him, that's when you see him like this. He's got a handgun. He's going to execute Kyle in the back of the head. He's about to do it. And as he does that, Kyle looks over and turns and shoots him in the forearm. Boom. And mind you, this whole time, Kyle's on his back, on his butt, sitting on the ground in the middle of the street, shooting like this from the ground. That's when everyone kind of pulls off him by that point. He jumps up, takes off down the street. That's when he finally comes into police, turns himself in, blah, 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 And, I mean, it's just like, it's such a clear and cut, dry case. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I watched the opening statements, okay? I watched both the opening statements, and the prosecution went first. And if I was the defense case, when they were done, I would have stood up and just been all, yeah, what he said. Because, like, his whole case basically says it's self-defense. He's just, I don't know why I think he's just trying to argue the fact that Kyle shouldn't have been there in the first place. But he should have been. If he wants to be, he's allowed to be. And, so.
Danny, what do you think
Yes.
about
that? Well, to me, it sounds like self-defense.
that? I mean,
if someone's coming at you or if someone threatens you, you have all the rights to defend yourself.
I mean, if there's like a mob of people yelling, "Die, Danny, die," what are your like
Yeah, you're gonna try to
avenues?
defend. You're gonna try to defend yourself. It's like a human instinct. If someone's threatening you or telling you they're gonna do some harm to you, you want to defend yourself, right?
Right. And that's one of the great things that we have here in this country is you're able to do that. And that's exactly what this young man did. He stood up, he protected himself, and now he's being
Exactly.
prosecuted.
The way everything is with the state, everybody tries to
Yeah.
do the right thing, but it ends up being the wrong thing.
Well, what pisses me off about it, you guys, is it's all political. Excuse my language.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is only happening because the kid is aligned to a different point of view than what the media and the establishment want.
Yep.
If he was a liberal or an Antifa and he shot a couple Proud Boys, do you think he'd be on trial right now? Hell no.
No.
Hell
No.
Especially with all this evidence showing that it's totally self-defense. Like, it's not even arguable. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles could call this case.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. I think we've established quite well that
I'm telling you this right now. I'm not telling anyone to do anything wrong. Do not riot. We're not like that. We don't go that way. But if this kid gets convicted, I'm buying a ticket to Kenosha and I'm going to protest peacefully, with picket signs and maybe a bullhorn. I might get really loud. I might be very obnoxious, but there will be no violence. But know that defense will happen if attacks come.
Wisconsin is an open carry state, so
Boom. So I'm taking you with me, Jason. Let's go.
Yep. All right, rolling
All right,
on
let's
to
move
the
on.
next
Moving on.
topic. What do
Next
we?
topic. Well, you know what's been bugging me? Here we go. I know another thing that's been bugging me is the fact that now over here in California, and I know we're probably not the only state, but Gavin Newsom is now mandated vaccines for all school kids. So if you want to go to school, you have to get the shot. Which, once again, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm pro-choice when it comes to this. I'm not pro-choice in certain other things, but I am pro-choice in this. And you have the right to choose. If you want to get the vaccine, by all means, get it. Like, okay. If you're at risk, if you're overweight, if you're, got diabetes, if you're heart condition, like, actually, if you got a heart condition, I'd be careful because what is it called? Myocardova? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. I think it's myocardova. It's, people are developing that myocardova after these, but not everyone. But it is happening. Just look it up. Don't believe me, look it up. And make sure you cross-reference everything you check because what you and if you Google, please scroll down the list. Go to like 2 or 3. Don't just click on the top link, right, Jason? But anyway, so now you have to get vaccines to go to school, and that's not right. Because you're using children to take an experimental drug, whether you want to call it a vaccine or not, it is an experimental drug. It's still in its development phases, technically. And the reason I say that is because there is no long-term case studies on it. There are none because it hasn't been out yet that long, And I know people use the argument of, we've had vaccines already for years to go to school. Yeah, like polio, which kills like 40% of all kids that catch it, Like, I get that. That makes sense. That
But we're talking about less than 1%, less than a half a percent.
Fractions of fractions, dude. It's not killing. And since COVID started, there's been 500 and I had it written down. Shit, I don't remember where. 500 something under 18 years old people have died in total. More children have died of of many other conditions.
Syphilis.
Yeah, in the last year than that. It's ridiculous, and I mean, but it's all political. It's all about conformity. It's all about who will do what we say, and I'm still not sold.
Conspiracy theory.
that this isn't the zombie virus getting ready to be taken out. Oh, conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory, everyone. Here's one of my conspiracy theories. That this is either the zombie virus start or it's to sterilize people because world population, they're worried about that. So I got conspiracy theories on those two fronts. I think it's one of those two. That's just conspiracy.
I really want to hear from our Latino correspondent now on what that community thinks.
How does the Latino community feel about being forced to take a vaccine?
Well, depending, to be honest, on where you work, we're recommended to take the vaccine. Like I have the vaccine, so and like I said, it just depends on where you work. We're required to have them. Well, we were not, forced to have them. It's just, mandatory. They would like us to take it. We still have a choice.
You're not
yes or
forced.
no.
It's just mandatory.
You had zero choice. Do you want to work to get the vaccine? Is that pretty much how it was?
Well, it wasn't like, you'll quit, you'll get fired. They just really
You
wanted a
can't
lot of
work.
people.
You can't work if you don't have the vaccine. Isn't that how it was?
Like I said, I took my options. I had my reasons for doing it. So, but there's other people that didn't do it, but they're still working.
That's good. That's good. See, like I said, I'm all about if someone weighs their options and they want to take something and do something, like I'm all for it, like 100%. It's the forced part that bothers me. If they force it upon you or me or anyone else.
They keep forcing you. They recommend you. They keep telling you, oh, you should take it. Everybody else has taken it. You'll feel, they'll just keep picking at you and telling you, and
Hey,
on and on about it.
that's stupid logic. What if they told you, hey, everyone's shoving a pineapple up their ass right now? You guys should do it too.
And then everybody will have a pineapple up their ass.
Yeah, I don't care. If everyone's shoving pineapple up their asses, I'm not doing it. Like, sorry, guys.
Well,
tell me what it's like.
Some people want to live under the sea, so you got to have a pineapple and be yellow and porous.
Oh, little pineapple under the sea.
Let's back it up a little bit because not everybody understands exactly what's at work here. Okay, so mandates aren't laws.
Right.
What else do they call them?
They're also unconstitutional.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And there is a well-known constitutional precedent that says that anything that negates the Constitution is null and void. And that's something that has been forgotten in the product of our society that we live in now. So like people try to say, well, Newsom mandated masks everywhere and Cal OSHA mandates this and it requires that. And this city ordinance says this. That's all bullshit, dude. And a lot of people don't understand that because they came up in our public school system, to be honest with you. But if you look at it closer, you'll see exactly where this happens, where we became a democratic society instead of a constitutional republic like this country was intended.
I agree, 100%. Yeah, the mandate thing drives me crazy. It's like you can't just force someone. Like you're not supposed to be. That was one of the things. Those are reasons why our founding fathers and other immigrants from other countries leave the places they live to come here, so they don't get forced to do things. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know why the Chinese immigrants and the Korean immigrants come here? because they're tired of living under that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know why the Mexicans flee, whether illegal or not illegal, whatever. You know why they come here? Same reasons. They want the freedom to actually make a life for yourself and make a choice for yourself. And it's starting to change where they don't want that. They don't want you here in this country. The Democrats, they don't want us to be able to make choices. They don't want us to live free. They want us to be subservient and reliant yes, and reliant upon them and very divided. Because as long as we're divided and feuding amongst ourselves, we never look at them. We never see what's wrong with them. We'll just constantly be at ourselves, you know. Yeah. And I think, who was it? Was it Gina Carano? It was Gina Carano who said it. And that's what got her fired from Star Wars Mandalorian. So this might get us canceled too, you know. But she made the comment of you know, this is how Nazi Germany started.
It is.
This is how the Nazi they started convincing neighbors to turn on each other and tell on each other and to hate each other over nothing. And that's exactly what's going on now. Now, are we all in concentration camps getting murdered by the millions? No.
Not yet.
It's not like that. But
not
the
yet.
beginning of not yet. You're right.
Conspiracy theory.
Right. Conspiracy theory, not yet. You know. But yeah, that's how it all started. Was getting everyone to hate your neighbor just because they think different than you or look different than you. You know.
And then they start drawing imaginary lines in the geography. Oh, you can't be here and you can't be there. And if you're from here, then you got to stay there. And you know, it's all a bunch of bullshit that's propagated by the state.
Very much. Like, okay, you know who that Ibram X Kennedy is, guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Total, probably the biggest race bait and race hustler there is out there. You see the tweet that he threw up the other day and then had to rip down like a little bit later because he realized it totally undermines and destroys the entire blacks are oppressed and whites got privilege narrative. It destroyed the whole thing. He texted how there was or tweeted there was a new thing out that shows that something like 60% of white kids were lying on college applications and claiming to be a person of color, so either Mexican or black or whatever, and 2/3 of them were getting accepted into college. And so
over the other ones, right?
Over the actual white kids. And so he thought it was like, oh, white people are stealing from the black man. But then he realized that after he saw it and read the article and realized what he posted, that what it's stating is these white kids are lying to be minorities and they're getting in, while the regular ones are not. And so it completely crushed that whole narrative. No, there is no white privilege. That shit doesn't exist. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You know, I've been sitting here for 40 years waiting for it to kick in. I'm right here waiting for my white privilege to kick in. All I've had kicked in was my door by the cops and knees on my neck, just like other people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
There's rich privilege. Rich privilege is a thing. If you're financially well off, you've got rich privilege. I'm serious. You know, like I've said it before. I could be standing in any bagel deli in the world, standing there right now, first in line, solid white man, heterosexual, whatever. Cisgender, whatever the hell that bullshit. Yeah, I don't even like that shit. No, just regular white guy. Okay, in walks Barack Obama, Oprah, LeBron James. Right? You think I'm getting served first? Watch how fast my white privilege gets thrown out the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It's a bunch of garbage.
Well, that's a little different though, man. I mean,
that is rich people. Yeah, that is.
There's
but that's my point.
Celebrities
and rich people and things like that. Was the point I was getting at though. They have privilege. You know, that's the way people have privilege.
Yeah.
Not them as in those people just. But any rich person, you know,
there's no color barrier on.
No, you think Chelsea Clinton don't have privilege? You know, she has more than she should have, dude.
I used to think Chelsea Clinton was hot.
I know, I remember that, dude. I was all right with her for a while there.
Yeah, back in the day.
But her dad's a total, and back when I was young and dumb and didn't know any better, I actually liked Clinton. I thought he was the bee's knees, man.
Are you still with us, Danny, or
Yes, I'm still here.
all right.
I'm still here.
I have a question for Danny. So, if you could pick 2 people for president, who would they be?
Alive or dead?
Ooh, that's a good. Alive.
But that is a good question, dude. So any 2 people, even ones that aren't in politics and wouldn't run, just any 2 people. Is that what you're saying, Jason?
As long as we all know who they are. Yeah.
Right,
totally.
right. Okay.
You said president?
Yeah. Of the United States of America. Not the world. Not the Dallas Cowboys.
Jerry Jones will be mine right there. Woo!
So all right, nobody's perfect, right?
No, honestly, I wouldn't be able to answer that question for you, Jason, because I'm not into politics like that. I don't really follow anybody. But someone was dead running, or I would say Cesar Chavez.
There you go.
He would be my main one right there.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. Now,
Mm-hmm.
here's something I want you to think about, dude. Why would a free person choose a ruler? Because that's what we do when we vote for president. And
Yeah, that's true.
the fact that you said you didn't know who the fuck you were going to talk about gave me a lot of respect for you, because a lot of people don't realize that we're people.
Yep.
And there's no reason to rule over us.
No, exactly. We should. But I think this uh, society and world we live in, I don't think we can live without someone telling us what to do, without chaos.
A lot of people out there, I agree with that. I do. There's a lot of people out there that can't. But not there's quite a few who I agree with Jason, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do. I'm perfectly fine. Leave me the hell alone. But you're right. There's a lot of people that are so lost that if their TikTok account didn't tell them to breathe, they probably would forget. Matter of fact, did you guys see the TikTok account about the girl who's a doll?
Hello, I am Doll. I am one of our object alters. When I front, I find it very difficult to remember things that the body requires, such as how to move, how to blink, how to breathe, and how to speak. For the purpose of filming this video, I have Meredith co-conscious with me, so that I will not mess up. However, this is the 3rd take. The first 2, I forgot to breathe and/or speak. I hope this helps you learn.
Her pronouns are doll and doll self or something. And
No.
she talks about I'll try to send you. I'll find it. I'll send you a link, Jason. I'll put it in here or whatever. She talks about how she's like, hi, my name is Doll. I go by doll self. Sometimes I forget to do things that a normal person forgets. Like, I don't want to make fun of her because the poor girl has like mental, she needs help, and I feel really sad for her. Like, I really do. Like,
she's like a potato sucker.
I guess, yeah, dude. She talks about how sometimes she forgets to breathe and forgets to speak because she's a doll, and it's like, that's the thing. So people like that need to be told what to do. Like they need the government. They need Cardi B to tell them what to think and what to wear and what
the sad
dress
part
to have.
The sad part is that's like 90% of our population right now, dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I still think it's time for secession. I hate to say it, a lot of people don't agree with it, but I think it is. It's time for secession. We got two countries trying to live under the same banner, and it's not working.
Yeah. Well,
two different moral point of views.
That's a whole nother discussion right there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move into our next topic. We were going to discuss a little bit about the great and wonderful red upset of the wonderful state of Virginia. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the Kool-Aid splash has begun.
Oh yeah.
So, as a anarchist and somebody that abstains from voting, I have to say that I'm very happy for the GOP because they have overcome socialism, and that's the only reason I support these people. But it's freaking awesome.
I love it. What's his name? Youngkin? Is that his name? Hey Alexa, who just won Virginia governor? Glenn Youngkin. In an upset in the blue state of Virginia, Republican won. I think it's good. I think it's great because honestly, if you want my honest opinion, like yes, I am a conservative anarchist. What is it? Anarcho-capitalist, I guess you would say, is something me and Jason were discussing.
Yeah.
I do believe in capitalism, but I wouldn't mind if the government got out of it a little bit and quit taxing my shit so much.
I think one way or the other that we can agree 100% that we're both happy that there's no more socialists.
The less Democrats, the better.
I mean,
it's not all Democrats either. I want to be specific. It's majority, but it's the socialists. You're right. Like I am not okay with that. And
there are a few regular actual Democrats, but they're far and few between.
Yeah.
One out of 20 or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's obscured greatly.
Like we just need to get Ilhan Omar out of Minnesota next, and we'll be all right.
And I can't believe that it's Minnesota. Hey.
Hey.
It's Minnesota.
Yeah,
don't you know?
Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know?
You know?
Right.
Jesus. They're probably the only people nicer than the Canadians. I mean, we've all seen Fargo. I mean, just think of the cop, okay? There you go. Like that's who should be in charge of Minnesota.
So, back to what we were talking about. We regress. New Jersey. They got Glenn Youngkin, the governor. They got the lieutenant governor, and they got the lieutenant governor was the first African American, if I'm recalling correctly.
Oh, female. Yeah, first African American and female, I believe.
Yeah, to be elected to that position.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the Secretary of State. They also got 4 or 5 state electoral zones. I forget what it's called. Right. So it's like a red tidal wave. And Democrats are tripping. There are a lot, especially in, I think it was New York, there are a lot of libertarians starting to, not a lot, but there are more than usual libertarians taking seats in New York and stuff. I don't have anything. I wasn't planning on talking about that. So, But there are, if you look, definitely, I think people are starting to wake up to socialism and start to see what's going on around them. And I think personally, the next big swing of the axe needs to start with government school.
Yeah. School definitely needs to go. It needs to get revamped. It needs to be completely redone. That's something that we were going to talk about a little while back. We never got around to it. But that girl who got sexually assaulted in the bathroom in Lawn County over there in Virginia. That was one of the big things that helped this race right here, helped Youngkin, because the other guy, the Democratic guy, right after this was happening, parents are screaming. He straight up gets up there and says how, no, the parents shouldn't be in here shouldn't be up at the school boards telling the teachers what to do with their kids at all. Excuse me? Like, no, parents need to get way more involved with their kids and quit relying on the school boards to do it. You're relying on other not properly developed adults teaching your children how to grow up and be not properly developed, not properly educated.
You know what? I would like our official Latino to weigh in here, Danny. So
Yes.
if your daughter gets sodomized in an empty classroom at a high school,
And the school covers it up.
No, it was a middle school or a high school.
It was a high school. He was I think he was 16 and she was like 14.
14. A freshman.
Yeah.
Getting boned in the booty, and it was your daughter. What do you think would be fair to happen after that?
Well, being a Latino, we were right outside of that school days on until we get some kind of justice for her. Because, that's not right.
Well, what about? No. I'm saying if it was your daughter that happened to.
I'm going to march into the school and figure out where's, the protection my daughter should get. Or, that kids are going to school to learn, not to be, bullied or
violated.
Like you said, getting violated in the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not right. No.
All right. So say you did that, and due process started. That kid went to juvenile hall or whatever, and then got released back to his parents because he hasn't done anything before. And then he does it to another girl 6 months later.
Then, something more than that should be happening, If it happens again, the same situation, same place,
Here's what I think. I think if you can't use it properly, you don't deserve to have one. In other countries, they'll cut your hand off for stealing a loaf of bread. You know what?
We're not Muslim. So
you
come on.
you sodomize one girl, shame on you. Sodomize two girls, shame on me. I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's it. You don't have it no more. That's just my opinion. Third time, death penalty. That's my opinion.
I'm with you all the way on that one.
I'm hardcore though. I don't give a shit. You want to diddle little girls? Come here. I'll diddle you, pal. Well, actually, I'll win a little bit because he's still a little guy. They better wait.
It's just a little snippy.
Little snippy. You'll be fine.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! She got it off again! I did, because you don't deserve no cock.
They've been doing it for centuries.
Danny taught me this one thing. He taught me about the blue waffle. I never heard about it.
You ever heard of blue waffle?
Yep. Yeah. I told Jason all about that one.
Yeah, that was years ago.
I used to want to. Good.
I posted it like on my Facebook page for like my 300 followers. I'm like, whatever you do, don't Google blue waffle.
They had a blast, didn't they?
Of course they do. I used
to. Everybody did, dude.
I used to want to open like a Belgian waffle house that you mix blue food coloring with, so you make blue waffles. and fucking. Dude, and just call it the Blue Waffle House. You know?
Yeah, will be a Smurf.
Yeah, see, that would have been great.
Have a Smurf in the front.
Well, they got that chef Smurf, you know, the chef
Uh-huh,
Smurf.
there you go, there you
Mascot
go.
for the Blue Waffle House. Jason, the Blue Waffle House and have the chef Smurf as the freaking mascot. No, Handy was the fix-it guy. What was his name? I don't remember. Handy, shit, that's Kevin Sykes' old college fraternity name. All right, everybody, here we are. We're going to get to our final segment of the evening. It's the fan favorite. It's yours truly. It's the one you love the most. It's our teabagging. Tonight, we're teabagging Kamala Harris.
Oh, Kamala.
Or as I like to call her, Kamala Harris.
You know, it's funny that you say that because when she was Secretary of State for California, she actually held people in jail past their terms to generate more revenue, make more license plates, basically.
Yes. She also she had come across evidence that showed innocence of certain people that she withheld to keep her record, not so blemished. I mean, but what do you expect from a girl who had she banged Brown to get her position?
That's what I was gonna say, man. Dude.
Or was it Jerry Brown? Yeah, was it Jerry Brown, or was it
It was Jerry Brown.
It was the mayor. The mayor
not Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown was the white dude. It was the black dude.
Yeah.
Willie Brown. Willie Brown.
Thank you. Yeah, so she banged Willie Brown. That's what got her political career started.
Well, that's how she got started in San Francisco, because at the time, Willie Brown was the mayor of San Francisco. And she got appointed to DA after her under-the-desk visit.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of went up. She kind of hit stalemate, and then Gavin came. So
she fell all the way up, dude. She's kind of like Joe Biden, can fall upstairs.
She definitely sucked the right. That's all I'm gonna say.
For sure, dude. And then what became the Attorney General? And then, I mean, she is so phony and so unlikable. Like, did you see the thing that she did with the kids, where she's trying to talk to them? Was it about NASA or something?
And I just love the idea of exploring the unknown. And then there's other things that we just haven't figured out or discovered yet. To think about so much that's out there that we still have to learn. Like, I love that. And so I'm very excited about the Space Council. We're going to learn so much as we increasingly, I think, are curious and interested in the potential for the discoveries and the work we can do in space. So that's one of the things I'm most excited about.
Oh, yeah. And not only that, dude, did you see,
fake.
She was talking about getting high and laughing, listening to Tupac, and the song that she was referencing came out 2 years after the point in time that she was talking about. I mean, it just goes on and on with this chick and that cackle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, gave a non-answer. Joe Biden gave a non-answer.
Trying to answer you
the
now.
American people deserve a straight answer.
And is that a socialist or progressive perspective?
No.
It'd be important if you said the truth.
I think Hillary Clinton gave her lessons, to be honest with you. Because
for sure. She definitely did. I mean, what kind of person gets given a job of getting the border under control and helping figure it out? Danny, you're frozen, buddy. And she doesn't even show up for like 6 months. She doesn't even go down there. And then when she goes to the farthest away point that she can, from where there's issues going on, and like, I mean, she couldn't even beat. I mean, it's so bad, dude. Like, did you watch the Democratic debate when her and
No, I don't watch that shit.
Biden got into it? I actually watched it just because.
Oh yeah, when her and Biden got into it.
Yeah, dude. It's so like, I mean, come on. She obviously doesn't like the guy, but as soon as they're like, "Hey, you want to be VP?" Biden's the man, you know. Like, but she obviously, I mean, she talks some ish, dude. She said garbage.
Welcome to the Democrat Party 2.0. I mean, that's what they do, you know. They just package that shit and wrap it. I got to tell you what, that dumbass does not deserve to be in office in any sort, fashion, or way.
No, not at all. That's all you had to say?
That's it.
Yeah, well, I don't like Kamala. She, I mean, she's a horrible person. Dude, she's not even black, dude. You know, and that's the thing, and she's pretending to be like they say she's not.
She's Indian.
She's Indian. Middle Eastern Indian, not Native American Indian. It's just like, she's a fool, man. She's a fool.
Yeah.
But, well, you know, I guess that's about all the time we got, you know. So, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Danny, our resident Latino expert, for coming in and joining us. Danny, I have to have you back sometime. Would you like to come back sometime?
Yes, anytime. I'm around. I'll make sure I stop by.
All right, for sure. Jason, thank you. Got anything else you want to say?
Have a good night, folks. Think for yourself.
All right, everybody. That's all we got. I'm Raymond Hazen. I'm out of here now. Fact off.
Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.